Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the build. In this video we are going to install the stub axles. So this will be a relatively short video. The good news is I do not have to fabricate a single bracket, which is refreshing. But there are always challenges. But anyway, let me tell you what I'm up to. So these are the stub axles that come with the Superlite kit, and these stub axles are designed to basically mate a Porsche constant velocity joint axle with a C4 Corvette hub bearing. And I ordered my kit, I guess, in 2018. The current kit, if you buy a Superlite today, you'll actually get C6 X-Tracker, Corvette C6 X-Tracker hubs, which have 30 splines. These have 27. And the bearings are really, I guess, geared, really heavy duty. They're geared for racing, and they're bulletproof on the street. The C4 hubs are sort of, I would say, what's a polite term? They're just not, I guess they're just not that good. I guess the bottom line is they're marginal. That's the term I was looking for. They're sort of marginal. I had a 1996 Corvette, and it's not like the wheel bearings fell out of the car, but apparently, they're really not up to really high horsepower installations with sticky tires, and they definitely should not be used on the track. RCR sells a race specific suspension setup with a whole different suspension, bearings, and stub axles, and then the current standard car has C6 bearings, which is heavy duty. But I think for my purpose, to drive on the street and not beat on the car, these should work out just fine. If for some instance I want to upgrade, RCR does have an upgrade path. But I want to get the car on the street and get it registered, and then I'll worry about the upgrade. So anyway, enough of that monologue. This is the general construction. The stub axle is like rated for like 900 horsepower. This is chromoly steel, and the axle is one piece, and then it basically gets inserted into this metal cup which attaches to the CV joints. So in order to install these, I'm simply going to coat these splines with anti-seize, and then I place the hub in the bearing, and then I torque it. And these bearings need to be torqued to 250 foot-pounds. So you sort of see the mother of all torque wrenches back there. I had to buy this because I did not anticipate having to torque these bearings so tight. The stock C4 Corvette bearings you torque to 166 foot-pounds. These get torqued to 250 foot-pounds. So anyway, I'll coat these with anti-seize, and then I'll show you how I'll set up the bearings so I'll be able to torque these on. Okay, well, I'm getting closer to torquing these bolts up. So this is sort of the approach. You noticed I actually installed the clamp on the parking brake bracket just to provide as much resistance on the rotor as possible. And then I inserted a pry rod to the top two studs on the wheel hub. I also protected them with some extra lug nuts I have lying around. You don't want to apply a ton of torque on the wheel bearings and then have a pry bar rip apart your threads. So let's see. I mean, I saw a video of somebody replacing a Ford Explorer wheel bearing, torqued to 250 pounds, and their pry bar actually flexed quite a bit. So I figured let me add a little more resistance, you know, with the parking brake, and we'll see how it goes. All right, be right back. Okay, well, I've got it to 100 pounds, and I actually used just the breaker bar, and then I put the smaller torque wrench on it that was already at 100 pounds. So, you know, this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm a little tentative, as you could tell, but I got the mother of all torque wrenches ready to go. So I'm gonna put some muscle into it and see what happens. Okay, well, I got both of these bearings torqued up. I will say this was pretty anticlimactic. It wasn't that hard to apply 250 foot-pounds, and the pry bar I had, you know, located in the studs, you know, barely budged. You know, I did have that parking brake applied, which helped. But anyway, let's just take a peek back here. So those are the hubs, or not the hubs, but the stub axles. You can see the cap bolts, you know, they get pretty close to the edge here. But I do have plenty of room for clearance for the bolts that connect the stub axle to the constant velocity joints. Anyway, these they roll pretty good. They're certainly stiffer than the front bearings, but hopefully I'll get, you know, a decent amount of mileage out of them. I guess that is about it. So thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. Take care.